Hello, everybody. My name's Jack. I'm here with my two pals. That one's Rob. That one's Chopper. You two can introduce yourselves now or at a later date, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I think people know us by now. Obviously, people know I'm Rob.
Well, your name, exactly. You have your name right up there, but my name it says you, so I'm me.
Good start. Okay, we are doing Dragon Magazine. We are on episode 45. We've been going chronologically through all the Dragon magazines. We are in the early 80s. We're just right in the cusp of the genius that was the 80s. And let's look at the cover and see. Let's see. What do you guys think about this one?
It's a good cover.
I called it Peter Jackson. Doesn't that look, the one guy in the maroon look like Peter Jackson?
Well, they're both Peter Jackson.
Yeah, they're both the same person. That's the
Peter Jacksons
of the cover.
It's the pauper and the king, or the pauper and the rich man. You know, duality of a person, I guess, is supposed to represent or something.
It's by Dean Morrissey, our old friend.
The Morrissey from the band?
The Smiths? No. He's
not
an old racist. Well, maybe he is now. Who knows? He's probably dead.
That is canonically, that is how if we don't know for a fact, all the people that we discuss during the show must be dead. It's not fair and it's not accurate, but you're not here for fair and accurate.
That's right.
This looks like a very canvas painting.
Yeah, you can actually see the brush strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But very, very good, very competent, and I would say probably one of the best actual artistic covers that we've had so far.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely top 5 on this one.
Do you think it's a self-portrait? He just happens to look like Peter Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Or he looks like Booger from the Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, I can see it. He's got knobby knees. That's all I know.
I would say that there's a very good chance that very person's appeared on a British panel show.
You think so?
Is it Brian Blessed?
No, if it was Brian Blessed, then he would be dressed like a hawk.
Like, he is trying to do this duality of person kind of a thing, right? But I think what we're really missing here is that this is really an assassination attempt on a twin brother. While he looks like he's bigger, he's dressed as a Muay Thai fighter.
Oh. He's got his wraps are covered in glass and glue.
And his feet, like he's ready. He's getting ready to see, like his hands are coming up. He's going to grab the back of the head and
Okay, yeah, just deliver a flurry of blows, some knees to the face, and then to the solar plexus, and that's it.
It's like, Mom's always liked you better than me, and kind of thing.
He drops the blanket, and he has those shorts with the tassels on them.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And
everybody, all of a sudden, there's drumming on the other side of the area. It's like, what's going on here?
There's a ring of fire that they got to fight in.
Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah. I had written down younger brother mad he gets all the hand-me-downs, but you can't argue with the logical conclusion that this is actually a Southeast Asian assassin. So we're going to start getting into the episode here. Which one of you two young gentlemen want to start? I think we usually go with Rob because he has his go-to. So let's hear what's rumbling in the old dragon.
Rumblies in my tumblies.
Oh, we didn't acknowledge that we're now into 1981.
Yes, January 1981 this is. Yep.
I did many times during the introduction. I know I ramble a bit, and I know no one really listens to me, but I did say that we had just cruised into the 80s, the glory that was the 80s, I believe I had said.
This is 81, though. Not 80.
Yeah, but...
Are you one of those people that believes that the decade doesn't start until the first year, not the 0 year? Are you one of those, Jack?
I'm a technically correct person.
Whoa.
Okay, Rob, let's get these rumblings going.
Rumblies from Jake. Jake starts strong here. in 1981 by introducing new coworkers, including some females who immediately make sexist comments about. So that's nice. Yeah, good one, Jake. It's not the 70s anymore. You can't get away with that. That's all I'm saying. Some of the new people, though, include Ed Greenwood, who eventually creates Forgotten Realms, and Roger Moore, who is not 007, but he does found Dungeon magazine eventually. So they just joined the crew, and they are going to be famous people in the future.
Does it say that Ed joined Dragon Magazine?
It does. That's what this is all about. People joining Dragon Magazine, including 2 female employees that he sexually harasses.
I saw that part, but I didn't get that part. Hey, I just realized, how far are you away from Don Mills?
It's near Toronto.
Yes.
Because that's where Ed is a resident.
Actually, Don Mills is right near where I went to university. So,
yes,
he is Canadian.
I know. I know that there's a guy, comedian that I'm a fan of, Chris Siddiqui, and he plays D&D, and he went and talked to him. He's still alive, like in the last year. So.
Oh no, he's still alive because I see him on podcasts.
Yeah, Proof of Life. I vicariously through Chris Siddiqui, the comedian, I know that he's still alive.
Well, there you go. Ed Greenwood, glad to see you're still alive. The circulation is up to 50,000, up from 11,000 last year. So in 1 year, they went up that much. So that's crazy.
It's not surprising because this is where we're starting to hit the peak.
It's the beginning of Satanic Panic where they sold way more. So, yep. And he also promises big names for future covers. So we're going to see some big names. We can kind of guess who those big names may be, but we'll see.
Old Boris.
I would assume that's going to be, some of those big names. But that's it. Dragon Rumbles. That's all. That's Jacques.
It's all very tame now, isn't it?
It is all very tame.
He did sexually harass somebody. That's not that tame.
it really. He prefaced it by saying, "Hey, this is. I got some inside jokes here. Slow your roll. I'm not sexually harassing anyone,
but by saying this, I'm not trying to sexually harass them. It doesn't stop you from actually sexually harassing them. It's like saying, I'm not racist, but that's what this was right there."
Okay, I can see that too. Yes, I can see that. But also, if we were together at a get together and I talk about how I touch your silky bottom, and people go, "Hey, that's sexual harassment," I go, "No."
Why does that have to be silky?
Well, it is.
He moisturizes.
Yeah. Why does he do that? Come on. How dare you say my butt's not silky?
He moisturizes.
Rob's a lot of things, but ashy is not one of them.
No, it's true.
Anyways, let's move on from silky bottoms to someone who doesn't appreciate a silky bottom. What do you got for us?
So
let's go to page
12. Yeah, wow, you knew exactly where it was going there. The vitriol was thick coming my way.
How dare you?
Page 12 of the PDF.
By Roger E. Moore.
Roger E. Moore, NPCs for Hire. I thought this was a nice little article for filling up your town, getting some shopkeepers and adding some specialists like an astrologer and the alchemist that are in here. It gives you some services they can provide, little charts. Even, I don't know why they give them characteristics, but they do.
This has been a trend we've seen where they want to make NPCs. They're not playable.
But these ones is more NPCs because it just gives you stats, but it doesn't give you anything else.
No, it doesn't give you levels and stuff this time. But I think they give you characteristics in case you have to make a roll against them, right? If you try to wrestle them, you have to know their strength. You have to try to charm them, and you have to know their wisdom, like that.
That makes sense. That makes more sense.
Constitution equals their hit points, right? Well, although they give hit dice separately, so plus Constitution, I guess so.
Yeah,
there has been a backdoor. Entering.
Are we talking about silky bottoms again?
No, we're not. Rob, come on. Do I have to have a sidebar with you about your attitude? Come on.
You are in charge. If anyone,
I am in charge. We'll do a sidebar.
Time to do it. Yep.
I know you see me as a friend and an ally, and dare I say, a mentor. But this is a place of learning, Rob. We can't besmirch it by some of the stuff you're saying. So. If we just dial it back just a little bit, we're talking about NPCs.
I mean, I think astrologers or palm readers, however you want to call them, and
That's two different
alchemists.
things.
Wow, come on.
Yeah.
In the grand
dare
scope of
you.
things.
Astrologers, they use the tarot cards to tell you the future.
No. How dare you, sir?
Oh, yes. Perfect.
So I think it's a nice little article. Use some shopkeepers, adds to your town.
Yeah, especially if the astrology, the only time I think you'd ever have people go to it, other than as a joke, would be part of the like adventure that they.
Well, I would
astrology.
I would use it if they were like if you for some reason had the densest party ever, and we're having
Use
the
them to help
hardest
you.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
having the
every
hardest time to read the signs and symbols.
yeah. You need to go to the place of the. No, you have to go to the mountains. Okay, people, just learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that was my article.
And it was a good one. So for my first, we're going to go to page 16. So we're just scrolling down just a little bit more.
They magic items for every man.
Magic items for every man. Now
This is one of mine's also. Mine's?
Okay.
Mine.
So feel free to jump in with all of yours. The Cole's notes is that this is a if you have a party, you want to make a party for. I know it says magic items for every man, but it's not. It's not like you can give every villager a Vorpal sword. You say you have an adventure for like 7th level characters, and no one's got a 7th level character, or you have to do something like that. This chart shows you a way to like just pepper your party with items that they would have accumulated along the way.
Oh yeah, this is the chart in the DM's guide too, isn't it?
Well, it's a modification of the chart in the DM's guide, because DM's guide is
Okay.
for NPCs. This is for PCs. So it kind of makes it less random, makes it more that suited to the characters, which is nice.
Yes, at some point, like it's like, okay, you've gotten a weapon, magical something. You're a magic user. Well, it's got to be a dagger. Like
Yeah.
it's not like
robes to a fighter. It gives specific things, right?
right. It's not a
Robes.
horde you've discovered. It's
Robes of plate mail.
Yes.
Ooh.
I did say it's also the reason for. He explains why you might want to have high level characters for the modules is because most of the modules are so deadly that you wouldn't want to use your real characters. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yes,
This is what you would use for Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah. Or
'Cause
any of the traps one, like, geez.
Yeah, they are extraordinarily dangerous, and if you weren't in a campaign that was very, very liberal with the magic items, it would be deadly. So if you're going to make some characters, they have to be prepared. So, and everyone, we all love a chart. So I thought that was also a good one to highlight.
We do
Do
love
love
charts.
charts.
Yeah. So Rob, what about you? What's your second article?
My second article is on page, I guess it'd be 26, I'm guessing.
Uh-oh.
Yes. I guess
Oh.
right. The right way to get published. And it's the right way. And it's right, as in right. Get it?
Yes.
So Robert Plamondon writes an article, how to write an article, and then Kim Mohan, who's the assistant editor, I think, rips that article to pieces to discourage people to write articles. I think that's how I describe this best.
Yes.
Robert suggests not to write letters to the editor, because if it can be made into an article, you get paid for that. And Kim says not to listen to him. Kim complains that computer printers can't make Q's, G's, Y's, and P's look right. I don't know. That was something he has a soapbox about.
Who said that?
Kim did the editor said that because he was complaining about word processors in printers instead of using a typewriter.
I don't remember that being a thing with word processors.
It's his early days. Maybe printers couldn't do those things. They're below the line stuff. Like it's small q, small g, small y, and small p. So maybe they had a problem with that.
it had to do with the fact that we didn't have even like a laser at the time. That was dot matrix.
The dot
nonsense.
Matrix. Yeah, but I don't remember that.
If you were to say do a rough draft and mail it in on a word processor, I guess
certain letters didn't work as well. Who knew? But he also might be just behind the times, and maybe like the very first printer was like that, and by now their printers are good. Kim also complains that most people don't know grammar right, which I don't get that.
Don't know grammar right.
That's a joke.
That is a joke.
I got it.
I laughed despite myself. I was like, no, that's the worst joke I've heard all night, and yet here I am.
Laughing. He also complains that writers are greedy and not to encourage them to lengthen articles for more money. I think that the rates were like $1.5 per word or something like that. So, and Robert takes a shot at Judges Guild and Dungeoneer for not paying enough to be worth submitting to. So there you go. Both these guys, Robert had a little shot at the end, but mostly it was this Kim ripping poor Robert to pieces. So,
yeah, I saw the letter at the end.
So hopefully it was just a tongue-in-cheek collaboration, but who knows? Maybe we'll find out in the future.
Was that another issue with the rebuttal?
Ixnay. No future talk here. Let's pretend we never read ahead. Spoiler, boy. So that's my article. And it's, you don't learn how to write well, and you also find that the editors for Dragon Magazine are assholes. That's what we've learned from this article.
I think they jazzed it up in such a way that what should be a boring tutorial that you never want to read kind of add a little banter and people go, oh, okay, I guess I do want to know, or I'll parse through this. Yeah. Okay, well then, Patrick, what's your?
We will continue to go down the numbers to page 37.
37.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I think I wrote the wrong.
39?
39.
This is my last one also.
So this is the Dragon Dungeon Kit, which makes the issue become $3. And this is the beginning of the end of mapping. One of the tedious things in D&D was mapping. Did you guys ever map in your day? In the beginning? Or was all these tiles and designer kits available to you guys?
Theater of the mind, my friend.
Yeah, we didn't do either.
We don't need no stinking miniatures.
Because we bubble mapped. We didn't use miniatures, but we needed to have an idea where we were and where we went.
That was the player's job to draw their own map.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we did that's what we ended up just bubble mapping.
What does bubble mapping mean?
Circle. I would draw a circle, and I put the dimensions of the room. It'd be like 10 by 20, and then I put lines out where the doors are. Yeah, and then the line would be how long the hall is.
I would draw it accurately, but poorly.
No, it was just bubble mapping because it was to be quick.
And then it'd be like, how's this room fit in here? This room doesn't even fit. Whereas, your map's totally wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is part of the joy of it, mapping. But
it was, but after a while, it just got tedious. And so I think people put this together, this dungeon design kit in this issue. If you want to scroll over to the end, Rob, you can show them what these tiles look like. These were just cutouts that you could put in your dungeon.
Yeah,
there's pages of grids, and then it would be shelves, and it would be...
And they have hexes and squares for many pages.
So, honestly, and I mean, but now...
Fantastic idea.
Nowadays, it's there's 17 vendors at Gen Con doing this stuff.
There's also the 2.5D people who do like similar to this, but slightly 3D elements.
Paizo came out with their set of tiles in the beginning.
Dwarven Forge.
Around 3. Well, Dwarven Forge, yeah. So it's evolved from cutouts of a Dragon magazine too.
But I think I don't know if it's in this one or later. There's somebody selling the same kind of idea, so it seems like it was on the zeitgeist that, hey, we need some way to show players where they are in a room. And
because I have played in later years where it was drawn out on the table and each room, because they were highly miniature, like they needed to know exactly. They weren't like, oh, okay, I'll go over to there. It
wasn't that fourth edition anyways? That was all miniature based anyways. So I think you were playing fourth, weren't you, Jack?
It was fourth with elements. Like it was a backwards paddle, but it was a fourth edition. Yeah. And but then and definitely, and that was years ago now. And it's still something that people use.
As we got into other types of role-playing games, say Shadowrun or Cyberpunk or any of the Top Secret or even Boot Hill, you needed to know where people were standing to shoot.
It's all in the mind, my friend. Stop being anti-theater of the mind.
It's not anti-theater of mind. It's still part of the theater of mind. But
yeah.
A lot of people do that where they do theater of the mind, and then for actual combat, they'll break out the knees. And show everybody.
Yeah.
Just keep people. I think that's for people who don't trust each other. We trust each other that we're going to be like, no, I wasn't 20 feet closer to that monster, even though I think the way we always played was, okay, the DM will call you if you'll be like, you weren't there. You're like, get your ass back over there. We didn't need to have miniatures, but I think if you're playing, especially at I would think with groups that you don't know very well, I would want to keep people more honest.
It also keeps, you may forget where you were at, and it's all just good,
The mind, it's all in here. It's a steel trap.
Some people aren't built for that.
Some people are very visual. Yep.
Very visual. And so I guarantee you the back pages of this magazine were photocopied, were Xeroxed,
you're not allowed to photocopy it. You have to buy multiple issues. You don't photocopy this.
Yeah, there were no Kinkos back then. You couldn't make a photocopy for 10 cents.
You could go to your. Wow, there wouldn't be. I don't even think there's photocopiers.
It's that one thing. What do you call that thing, Jack? Where you just the drum?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Like a stereo lift.
Steno.
Like
yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. Where you put the carbon paper in there, and it would. Yeah.
Yeah, you make the template, and then you just run copies and copies of it by your hand.
Either way, this was a forward thinking, definitely for people to bridge from role playing and using miniatures in, say, mass battles. And I guarantee you that this was like someone said, it's not the first thing it's already mentioned.
I mean, and the miniature companies are coming out in plethora, as you can see by the ads and this thing.
Miniatures are becoming a lot bigger, so this is like a necessary thing, the next step to actually play your miniatures, not just on a blank board or whatever, to put actual somewhat terrain. I'm curious to see when actual terrain starts showing up, like 3D terrain.
It's true. I don't remember this issue though, because I don't remember those cutouts, because those cutouts would have been very handy for us.
You would have been like, I use this.
Yeah.
But
that was my article. Mr. Bossman, you got another one?
I don't have another article. If we're ready to move on to the ads, we could do that.
I still have one more.
Oh, Pat's got another article. I don't have any more articles.
Okay,
25. It's just a real quick brush. And it's part of the Bazaar of the Bazaar.
Okay.
And what struck my fancy was the box of many holdings. I liked the fact that each face of the box was another box.
Is this a Tesseract again? I will not have this.
It's a Tesseract. So when you open it,
it would be a different. Every opening had a different container.
Yeah, it's just basically you get a chest, and each side of that chest was an opening.
So it's like a bag of holding, but a box of many holdings.
Yes. So I thought it was
like
kind of cool.
It's pretty expensive.
Escher-esque.
Escher-esque. The cube.
Yes.
Not the cube. No.
That'd be very useful. A little I would want, it's 2 by 2 by 2. That's 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. I want a small one, and it has carvings all over it. and then you play with it,
Yeah.
and then you open it up, and it summons demons.
No.
Not the same thing.
Summon dust.
But there was this Bella Pavlov too and this, I thought the bizarre of all these things that were here, the the box of Manhungs was doing the good thing because now you had these pet rocks.
That was the thing back then. It was the 70s. Pet rocks are a
I
good
know,
thing.
but I was like, God, pet rocks. You could just use lodestones or luck stones.
Lodestones are terrible. That's playing Talisman. Lodestone is like the worst thing you can get.
Yeah. But that was my last article was the bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. A music reference almost nearly as old as the
Didn't he just die recently? I think we're dating ourselves, but I think he just died.
Did he?
Yep.
Really?
So sad.
Ooh.
Anyways,
yeah, that's it for the articles then. So why don't we bop back over to Rob? What ad do you have?
I don't have any ads. I have nothing. I'm
Wow.
done. I'm out.
He's tapping out, people. He's tapping out. The magazine has him in a rear naked choke. His eyes are rolling back. Oh, and the refs called it.
No, wait, here comes the Macho Man to save him.
Oh, Macho Man.
Oh, I thought it was the guy from the cover.
Who may have been the Macho Man? We don't know.
Is it? Wait, is it the Macho Man is the one who's about to be murdered? He's the Macho Man, and the other guy's the TIE fighter. This all makes sense now.
Ooh. Okay, Patrick, what ad do you have?
Let's go to page 33.
Okay, well then we're doubling up. We're doubling up because that was my ad as well.
Dragon
All right,
Tales?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember this magazine.
100%. That is my also. I was going to ask. It is the fantasy fiction of that they've been putting in Dragon Magazine is now got its own magazine. In my mind, they were like, okay, people don't want to just read stories in Dragon Magazine anymore. We'll make this thing. I've never heard of it.
I have a feeling this didn't last very long. This probably was like,
I don't.
Nobody wants to read these in the magazine or of them.
Seeing this magazine on the shelf at all.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
No, okay.
It says not reprints, never before published stories. So it's like, it's really just a pulp magazine.
But it's true. I mean, I didn't want to read them in Dragon. Doesn't mean I want to read them in a book that's...
I think that was probably why it failed. Because, like I said, I've never heard of this. You guys never heard of this. So it didn't last very long.
Anyone watching, if you heard of it or you even have one, let us know. Because I would love to see what it would look like.
They've got to exist. Who knows? I wonder if it costs between $9 and $99 to pick up one. Okay. Well, yeah. So I'd never heard of it.
And then I have one more ad.
Oh, okay.
And let's go to page 62.
62.
Oh, Cluster?
Cluster. I just wanted to point it out that someone created their own game and stole every ship silhouette from every sci-fi thing out there.
Otto Schmidt, yeah.
You got the human ship. Whoa, looks like a Star Destroyer silhouette.
Well, but it's got a little knob at the bottom, so clearly that's not it.
But then you got the Gorpai, who looks like Star Trek, the Enterprise, but smushed.
It's got a little knob at the bottom, so that can't possibly be it.
And then the Chumog, he didn't even try to make that not look like a Klingon.
No. The next one is the one that I think was altered just enough that I don't know what the source material is.
The very last one?
Yeah. No, the Ta.
The Brull, that's definitely the Marinette ship fighter, big one from Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was an X-Wing.
Oh, that's definitely Thunderbirds.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see the point you thought was an X-Wing, but yeah.
The one above it, clearly that's the Millennium Falcon from the top.
Yeah.
I think from what I can tell, there was only one issue of Dragon Tales ever produced. What I've looked up.
Oh.
I was doing research while you guys talking about these ships. So there you go. It's one of a kind.
And I know I've seen this Muz Arak ship somewhere. can't place it where I've seen it.
It's not Space 1999 or something, but it's...
No, it's not, but it's almost like
it could be Battlestar Galactica. Yes.
Like a 2001. Is it 2001?
2001, I was thinking that, yeah, maybe. Or 2010? That hasn't been out yet, I don't think. So
No.
Well, I think the Muzaks at first when I saw it looked like the Enterprise towing a U-Haul trailer.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
Maybe going to college.
Oh, maybe it's the Botany Bay.
The Botany Bay.
This is SETI Apple 5.
I knew it. That's what I come for.
Wow, our references are getting worse and worse.
But I just wanted to point out that, like, I'm creating my own game, but could you at least make some kind of changes?
They're silhouettes. You could have made them look like anything, honestly. But this guy spent $1 bazillion because this ad pops up for a long time coming.
Yeah, and it's played by mail, for God's sakes.
It's Otto Schmidt.
Otto Schmidt.
The second. He's got some, let's just say he's got some old money.
Yeah, and the tendency just to...
he's got some old money that didn't go to Argentina, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He melted down some teeth.
Is it Argentina? Yeah, Argentinians.
It is Argentina.
Because there are no real Argentinians left.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put an end to this episode. We're getting into legal territory here. We're calling into question people's parentage, and okay. Well then, so that's it for this episode of the Dragon's Tome. I think it was a good one. We hit on some high notes. This is a pretty good magazine. We riffed quite a bit. I want to thank my co-conspirators here, Rob and Pat. Thank you for... see, that is some nice... You were brought up right.
Pat saluted you, though. Like you're the captain.
He's the captain of this ship.
I am the captain of this ship.
As it goes hurtling towards the sun.
Exactly. Or somewhere. It's hurtling somewhere.
As the defamation and takedown notices come flowing in, they can go, he was the captain.
A whole country's going to sue us.
We're from Argentina, and we want you to stop with your... Oh, okay, sir.
There goes our numbers in Argentina.
Plummeting. Okay. Thank you all for joining us. Come back, episode 46. We'll do this all over again, hopefully a little more condensed.
Straight and narrow.
Yes. Thank you, and good night.
Bye-bye.
Sayonara.
Ooh. Adios.
Wiedersehen, goodbye.